Okay, I'd like to finish the discussion about the current exhibition with probably what I consider my magnus opus. This painting is 2 by 5 meters. It was done in Florence. 2 by 5 meters equivalent to about 7 by 15 feet. And the story behind it is a few years ago, Susan and I were in Paris and we went to the Lingerie Museum where they have Monet's water lilies paintings, which are very large, 2 by 5 meters. So I decided that this is what I wanted to do. I'd like to do a 2 by 5 meter painting and the subject matter that I'm comfortable with. Now, this is another area. This is another area of Pinzano Valley in Chianti, which is one of my favorite areas to paint in. And I've done several paintings, including a 5 by 6 foot version, which was purchased by Bob and Catherine Carr, which is also the painting that Sister Wendy mentioned in the landscape description and called me Spiritual Son to Cezanne. So I basically expanded the painting to the 7 by 15 feet. And again, it's just a colorful, beautiful rendition of that area. And I got the title because I dealt with, for many years, a man named Massimo Zecchi in Florence who had probably the best art supply store. And we weren't social friends, but he was a very nice man. And I used to purchase my paints, my canvases. So one day when we got back from Paris, I said, I need a big canvas. And he said, how big? And I told him 2 by 5 meters. And he laughed and he said, may I see this when it's done? Because he's never asked. So 3 or 4 months later, whenever I was finished, he came to my studio. And as I said, a very nice, very emotional man and very, he loved Florence and loved the area. But he said, yeah, he would always say, like, you must understand, living in Florence, we have our issues with smog and stuff. So I ride a bicycle in this area, and I was just, every weekend I go somewhere in Pinzano Valley, and he spoke mostly in Italian, and he used the phrase, mi anima, which means my soul. So I said, Massimo, thank you, you just titled my painting, and it's called Tuscan Soul. And again, it's a very, very large painting, but probably one of my favorites. Thank you.